From the Washington 24, DeVito fires, looking for Barkley, end zone. He's got it, touchdown.
Kenny C back in the saddle again, here to talk about a busy time in the NFL with the cap space moving up to $255 million, taking a $30 million jump, and free agency nearly upon us, coming up on March 11th. It's time that we get down to business and talk about some reports surrounding the New York Giants and things that have happened with the New York Giants, as franchise tags have also come into play yesterday. Now, first starting with the latest rumor from Rich Eisen saying at the NFL Combine that the Giants view their decision to sign Daniel Jones to that 4-year, $160 million deal with $80 million guaranteed. The rumor is that the Giants are having buyer's remorse because of that, because of their decision, and they're pretty much done with Daniel Jones, according to the rumors. Now, we don't know if that's completely true yet, as Daniel Jones missed the remainder of the season last year with the ACL. He threw, I think it was 2 touchdowns to 6 interceptions before getting hurt, and then we all know about Tommy Cutlets coming in. But the Giants, I mean, you made your bed, Joe Shane. Now you got to kind of lay in it. I mean, we'll get into the alternative, what he could do in a moment, but we also have to look at the fact that we'll put Daniel Jones to the side for now. So that's what happened with that. Then they decided not to tag Saquon Barkley. You paid him $10.1 million last year with $900,000 in incentives. And now they decided not to tag him this year, which would have been a $12.1 million tag. And you also did not tag Xavier McKinney, who was second on your team in tackles with, I think, 116 was a career high for him. He led the team with 3 interceptions. He was second only to Bobby Okereke in tackles. I mean, this guy was a prime player on your defense. You could argue the best player on your defense, and you let him walk now. He's going to test free agency. So what are the New York Giants doing? Are they going to rebuild here, or are they hoping that with free agency and with the draft, they can get players that are in a play now role and perform now role and will still be able to elevate the team? Given the fact that they were 6-11, they went 6-11 last year, and they heated up in the back end with Cutlets, but they only got so far. Maybe they are in a rebuild. You know, with Barkley, it's like, I say you pay the man. He's 27 years old. Running backs usually start to decline by the age of 30. I understand he's missed 4 games in each of his 5 seasons in the NFL, but you took the guy number 2 overall in 2018, which wasn't the best move, but you made your bed, now you got to lay in it, but that was a Dave Gettleman move. But I say you pay Barkley. The offense seems to run through Saquon Barkley and his dual threat abilities. You take him out of the equation, they're a far worse team offensively when he's on the field, in my mind, than without him. Or with him, they're a much better team than they are without him, in other words. Barkley, you don't have to break the bank on him. I say you give him 3 years, 40.5. That equates to $13.5 million per season. That's more than he wants to be a Giant for life. He wants some sort of long-term deal. That's why they turned it down last year. They didn't want him getting tagged. But you give him a 3-year deal. You give him his money's worth. I mean, I'm not saying you got to pay him Todd Gurley money or Ezekiel Elliott money or Le'Veon Bell money. What a blunder for the New York Jets with that move. $52.5 million, I think it was, for 4 years. The guy barely got snaps in the offense. But I'm not saying you got to break the bank on Barkley, but I would say you bring him back. And then McKinney, not tagging him, that's a head scratcher. So I'm not really sure what the Giants' direction is, but going back to Daniel Jones, you didn't have to sign him last year. Yeah, he had a great season, but you could have, if you were not set on paying him, because clearly they weren't at the time, they went back and forth, and it was up in the air whether they were going to keep him, you could have just got a stopgap quarterback, brought in a Matt Ryan, brought in a Joe Flacco, brought in Carson Wentz, someone that's just going to bridge you to the next year, and then draft a quarterback. They have the 6th overall pick now. Ironically, they could go quarterback. Ironically, Daniel Jones was the 6th overall pick in 2019. You could move up. You could try to move up if you're the Giants and try to get your guy like Drake May Or maybe Jaden Daniels will fall to you, or you get a J.J. McCarthy. There's options on the table. I'm not really sure where the Giants are headed. All I know is that they should have brought Barkley back, and they should have tagged McKinney for sure. Definitely should not have signed Jones to all that money. I say you should have got a stopgap quarterback until you were ready to draft a new quarterback. Now, there's all that Russell Wilson chatter because the Broncos took the most dead cap hit in NFL history with, I think, what was it, $85 million? So you could bring that guy in on a veteran minimum. That's the swirl around Russell Wilson. Maybe the Giants bring him in for a veteran minimum deal and draft a quarterback and have that quarterback learn on him. I'm not sure. But to me, the Giants made some wrong moves here for sure with Daniel Jones. I don't know why you gave him that much money. He was not going to get that sort of money anywhere else. So chances are he probably would have came crawling back to the team. By the way, I'm not a Giants fan at all, but this is New York. We got to talk New York sports. But Giants fans, I want to hear from you guys. Drop in the comments what you think. Let me know your thoughts. The Giants seem to be in a bit of an unknown period right now. We don't know what they're going to do. I guess maybe we'll get more clarity come free agency and come the NFL draft, which also, stay tuned, I will be doing my NFL mock draft as we approach the NFL draft coming up in mid-April. And yeah, let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below, and be sure to subscribe and keep checking out the channel. I appreciate all of you that do.